What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be talking about the 80-20 rule, why it can probably change your life as a student. Today, what the 80-20 rule talks about is how 80% of your outcomes or the results comes from just 20% of inputs or action. Now, it sounds confusing, but let me explain. If you think about it this way, you know that 20% of people in this world own 80% of the wealth. Now, those 20% of people are people like Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, the multi-billionaires and trillionaires. I think there's just one trillionaire, but you get the gist. And they own 80% of the world's wealth. Now, another example, 20% of criminals, and I just got it off a website that how this applies, but 20% of criminals commit 80% of the crime. So a select few people do the same crimes over and over again and are responsible for it. Another example, 20% of the apps on your phone take up 80% of your time. So that's going to be things like Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Snapchat, all of that. And then the rest you probably don't really spend that much time on. And last example, around 20% of the clothes, if you look in your wardrobe right now, you're probably only wearing a few pieces of clothes there, and then the rest you just don't wear and don't want to wear. Those are the 80%, and then you only wear the 20%. So now, time to explain how it actually helps with your life. So by focusing on the 20% that actually moves the needle, that actually makes a difference, and you cut out the 80% of the stuff that doesn't matter, that's a way to get more done in less time and less energy. Let me say that again. It's a way to get more done with less time and less energy. There's a huge myth that you need to do more to achieve more, and that is true to some extent. Like, the more effort you put in, the more you're going to get out, but only to a certain point, because after that, you know what's going to happen. If you're a student and you're the type to revise 5 hours on economics, and you're just completely burnt out after the exam, that's because you're not focusing on the few things that actually matter. So I'll give some examples of how you can apply it to your life. So we'll go down the list. I've got a list, so we'll do fitness first. Instead of going to the gym and going on every machine and doing like 3 to 12 reps on them, 3 sets of 12 on them, on like 7 different machines, the smarter thing to do is to look up the most effective gym workouts. And usually they'll almost always be the compound exercises, the squat, the deadlift, the bench press, the dips. And then what you can do from there is focus on these exercises only, because the compound lifts work multiple muscles in your body and not just isolation movements like the dumbbell curl, which only works your biceps and maybe a bit of your other parts of your body. But the point is to focus on these compound movements, and then you'll spend less time in the gym, and then you'll get more results. If you're going to the gym and it takes you an hour 30, it'll probably shrink it down to an hour or 45 minutes even, if you're that quick. Okay, I'll give you another example, this time with college or revising. Find the topics that you're going to get picture your specification, your syllabus. There's going to be topics in there that will show up over and over again in your paper, and then topics that will probably just be one question in your paper. Those are the ones that don't matter as much. So why would you spend your time focusing on the questions that will probably only pop up once or twice, when you can be focusing on the bigger topics, the more important ones? So the way we can approach this is looking on the syllabus and then just finding the most important topics that will get you the most marks and that you're unsure of, and just revise them. Okay, now if you don't know what they are, what you can do is ask your tutor or your teacher, look, I know we have to revise, and I got this from Arlen Moore, thanks, shout out Arlen. Just go to your teacher and just be like, look, I know we have to revise, but if I had to spend the most time revising on a few topics, which ones would you recommend? And then they'll give you a list, and then listen to them, and I promise you that's less work than trying to cover 15 different topics. Then you'll get like a better grade because you're focusing on stuff that matters. Okay, now let's do business, for example. What you find with some businesses is 20% of their products that they sell will result to 80% of their sales, of their revenue. Let's look at Supreme, for example. That Supreme box logo t-shirt has probably made them the most money compared to anything else. So, and that's the 80-20 rule in it, like in practice. So what you can do is just find out that what's that Supreme box logo t-shirt to your business, and then why don't you just focus on selling more of those and cutting out the rest that don't even matter, like don't really sell. Once you can find that, double down on it and cut out the rest, and just focus on improving that one product. And another thing as well is focus on the 20% of actions that will lead to 80% of your desired outcomes. So if you want more sales, if you want to make more money, focus on the 20%. That will be getting better at sales, getting better at marketing yourself, getting clear on your target audience. These are important steps, and there's only a few of them that you need to focus on. Now, relationships as well. And I'm not just talking like romantic relationships, I'm talking with your friends, your family, etc., people you know. Now, you're probably thinking, how can I actually apply that? How's the 80-20 rule going to be used for this? Well, it's very simple. Figure out the 20% of people who result in 80% of your happiness. Because I guarantee there's a few people who you're really close to and you love like hanging out with the most and just make you the happiest. Hang out with them more. And then the 80% of people, they'll probably be like acquaintances or people who are actually bad to your life and toxic. Just hang out with them less. So that was just a quick video, and I made this video because there's just a huge misconception that you need to be putting more effort to get more results, just to like burn yourself out, stress yourself out, grind mentality, 16-hour days. No, that's not true. That is true to a certain extent, but after that you're just gonna be burning yourself out. We don't want that. Okay, so instead of just spreading yourself thin, just do the stuff that actually matters. But if you're like a control freak like I used to be, just wanting to do all these tasks and then just like finding it hard to let go, there's no other way I can say it really. You just gotta learn to let go of doing lots of things at once, because your time, because at the end of the day your time is the most important thing. So you gotta be like spending that wisely on things that actually matter. So let me know if this video helped you, and if you try it in the coming weeks, let me know if it's actually made a difference to your stress life, if it's made you procrastinate less, if you've just been happier. So let me know. Leave this video a like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.